So, my name's Adam Sutcliffe. I'm the founder of Orbel and the inventor of Orbel. Orbel was conceived when I was at the Royal College of Art, and we were set a brief to find a problem and solve it. And so, as a human and as a designer, I exist to improve people's lives. So I thought, well, let's go to immerse myself in a place where most lives are affected. So I went to a hospital. I spent 2 weeks at Chelsea and Westminster in London in their A&E department looking for problems. Whilst I was there, an actress called Leslie Ash went to Chelsea and Westminster and got MRSA, which is a hospital-acquired infection. And that made the news because this young actress had suddenly was in front of Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, infirm, walking with a stick. And so that made me focus on this thing called hospital-acquired infections. And so researching them, I discovered that they are predominantly spread by dirty hands. And so then the question was, well, why given the World Health Organization's 5 moments, which is the 5 moments that they suggest that when they occur, you clean your hands, why given that, and with the NHS's support through the Clean Your Hands campaign, why were these two things not affecting what's called hand hygiene compliance, and why was dirty hands an issue? And through investigation, I realised that healthcare workers are too busy, they're too stressed, they forget, the environment's not necessarily designed to support hand hygiene. So I thought there was probably a design solution to it. Probably, by looking at things from a bottom-up perspective, by putting the users at the centre of your thinking and understanding their environment, then I thought that surely there must be, a solution that I can come up with which overcomes all the issues and increases hand hygiene compliance from, it was 40 or 50%. So 40, 50 or 50% of the time the people should clean their hands actually did. And I realised in doing that, I'd need to make something that was as accessible as possible. If you want someone to use your product and service, you've got to make it as accessible as it can be. So I realised that it would need something that would need to be worn, ideally something that required hardly any steps to use, and super ideally would be something that you just used without thinking about it. And so that led to the Orbel as we see it today. Orbel is designed so that you wear it. It's immediately available, so there's, you just wipe your hand down it. There aren't any tops, there aren't any caps, it's there. If you're wearing it, it's available. If you think dirty hands, your instinct, despite what your mother tells you, is to wipe your hands, right? So it capitalizes on that wiping motion. But then really interestingly, we think it triggers what's called the pleasure reward response, which is what makes, say, gambling addictive, because it feels nice when you do it. And so by it feeling nice, triggering the pleasure reward response, it appears that it becomes habit really quickly. The other thing I wanted to do with Orbel was make it stand out, because one of the things that when talking to healthcare workers, one of the things they wanted to promote was a dialogue about hand hygiene. And so the idea being that it was quite a striking thing, so that if a patient sees a nurse wearing it, they can go, well, what is that? And then the patient can go, oh, this is Orbel, this is part of our hand hygiene routine, and so that dialogue's enabled. And then since inventing Orbel, we've realised that there's obviously an opportunity then within food and beverage and hospitality, because it's essentially the same thing. Instead of patients, you've got customers, you're still on your feet, you're walking around an environment which is very dynamic, so you need something that is with you all the time, and also you need to be presenting cleanliness or certainly demonstrating that to your customers that they're in a clean environment. So Orbel's evolved from that initial idea of just being a healthcare product to now, as I said, food and beverage and hospitality and maybe more.